slides are stuck as they are, but just isn't necessarily.
You can change the wording, not the slides. Hello, we are Lambda Leaf. We provide quick reliability feedback for Android applications through static analysis. So we've talked to a lot of companies, and one terrifying commonality to these conversations is that you find a critical defect in your application after it's been deployed. These are the ratings and reviews of a company we talked to who had this experience. Their software crashed right after it was deployed, and their ratings were pretty bad. So at Lambda Leaf, we at Lambda Leaf believe that there should be automated tools for providing reliability to these applications. We are a fully automated way to use static analysis and machine learning to find detailed instructions to reproduce these bugs early in your development cycle. We also learn from the bugs that we find and update our proprietary framework model that allows us to both increase the efficiency at which we detect bugs and find more bugs that we could detect in the future. As an example, here are some instructions for crashing an Android application. Perhaps use a slow connection like you're on in the middle of nowhere. Post a status update. Quickly rotate the phone, and then the application crashes and exits unexpectedly. This is actually, our example bug was actually one that was found by our prototype and is the running example of the O'Reilly book, Learning Android. This prototype is based on my research as a graduate student in the Department of Computer Science. And we also found bugs in several other related open source applications. Suffice to say, these are extremely difficult bugs to find, and they present a major challenge for even the most experienced developers. Modern cell phones are extremely complicated. You have cameras, GPS, sensors, and even more in there. And somewhere in all of this, there is your Android application interacting with the rest of the phone. Other commercial static analysis works with manually written models that pretends to be the rest of this. We have automated ways of generating this model so we can confidently analyze your application in isolation. Since we are targeting Android applications, we have a huge market. As of 2017, there were 3.5 million Android applications on the App Store, and that number is continuing to grow. For a reasonably complex application, it is not uncommon to see costs of $500,000 or more a year to develop these things. Normally, you're supposed to spend 35% of your budget on QA and testing. And so if this is the case, then there's a lot of companies that are spending at least $175,000 per year on software reliability alone. If you hire a testing service, then that's often about $3,000 a month. Coverity, a static analysis that is targeted at C applications, runs about $2,000 a month. And so we believe that that $2,000 a month is a reasonable starting price for our services. Every Android developer and app-driven company we have talked to has demonstrated interest in our services after expressing the pains of development. For market outreach, App Store reviews point to companies that may be struggling that we can reach out and contact with our services. Additionally, we can provide our services for free of charge to popular open source Android applications, showcasing our abilities. Deploying your software should not come with fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Users of Android applications care about quality, making it crucial to ship reliable products. Better services to aid in developing reliable software is an incredible market opportunity that we intend to develop. Thank you.
your slides were clean. I'm telling you, I sit through so many presentations, and I'm talking about corporate executives, and their slides look like a dog's breakfast. Right? And a great slide presentation explains itself, and it tells a story. Right? And so the cleanliness of the slides were very positive. The other thing that's interesting, because it's just obvious, right? You're nervous, right? And this is the way I would process that, you know? When somebody's nervous and you notice everybody's on your side, the audience wants you to be successful. They sympathize with your nervousness, they empathize with it, and they are on your side.
But the way that looks, you know, you're looking at the audience faces and they're like...
That's right. But here's the point. The reason why you're nervous, when I get nervous, I'm nervous speaking now, okay? The reason why I get nervous is because I care, right? My bet is that you're nervous because you care about doing a good job, right? And so, to me, that's a very good sign. And all that you'll do is sort of practice your ability to make that presentation, right? But the fact that you care is the most important thing. And the fact that you have the courage to get up here and experiment in front of people is also a very good sign. So, I give you 2 big thumbs up, and I can't help but cheerlead for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would make the same point. Kudos, like, presentation looks clean and beautiful. It can tell its own story without even what you guys are saying, which is what I would love to see. Because if you're sending it to investors, you're not necessarily going to be in the room to do that initial pitch alongside it. I think definitely, like, practice what you're saying. Don't robo-memorize it, because then if you glitch on a word, you'll get kind of stuck like deer in headlights. But you guys know this stuff. Like, it's clear that you're passionate about it. You're well-seasoned and experienced. Show that confidence. You know, play a role, right? You're an actor for those 5 minutes. So I think, you know, try and be a little bit more comfortable with what you're talking about. Nobody knows the story better than you right now. I love how you're talking about, you know, the reviews and ratings are what kills apps and kills companies, right? And whether that's on something like Yelp or an app store, drive home that point. The one thing that I'd also say is, you know, you build a really good case for your business model. How big is that? I think you could probably find some stats, again, probably too late for it tonight, but hopefully the next round, where you can talk about, you know, big companies have these huge bug bounty programs, and that's all after the fact, right? If you can help reduce that, like Uber spending God knows how many tens of thousands of dollars every month or year on their bug bounty programs, and that's all just after the fact. You guys have the opportunity to preempt that before something ever goes live on the store. I love what you're working on. Great job.
Rick, if it's okay, I'm going to throw in one quick comment,
sure.
Being the Uber technologist at this table, and that is, I suspect you can anticipate from other technologists a question about, okay, so what's the secret sauce? Because you didn't really get into that, so just be prepared for that.
We did actually the secret sauce.
I'm not asking you to do it,
Okay.
do it now, I'm just saying you.
Fair enough. Yeah, we do have one of the slides does directly address the secret
But
sauce.
for the
so we
techies,
can go back to that.
there probably wasn't quite enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to miss.
Yeah, which is fine,
Okay.
as long as you're prepared to answer it in more depth if you get the question.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Let's go on to the next.
Thanks for the feedback.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Cody and you, they're not here?
Welcome to the Consumer Electronics Show. This venue space of over 2.6 million square feet hosts over 180,000 attendees and 4,000 exhibitors, generating over $278 million in revenue. However, as an attendee, you might feel what I'm currently feeling. A bit overwhelmed, lost, and without direction. Too much to see with absolutely not enough time. Having confused attendees creates a problem for the venue as well. A lack of attendee insight prevents CES from improving next year. In our discussions with event coordinators around Boulder, we've discovered a problem. The current method of collecting visitor information at events just does not scale. It requires a clipboard, employees, and hours of manually collecting visitor-specific information. The inability to collect feedback leads to poor organization and marketing. Navigating a crowded venue can be overwhelming when attendees do not know where to find attractions that most interest them. This negative experience can lead to lower attendance numbers and less incentive for businesses to participate in the future. Every attendee represents a data point on the most valuable analytics as a service platform available for conventions, Flatiron. Venues are provided with a portal to access aggregate visitor data to better understand their event. We create and distribute event reports, generated maps, live attendance, and chat analysis while the event is in progress. We believe that this quote from the Harvard Business Review perfectly captures the missed opportunity covered by Flatiron. They say that despite its success online, relatively few companies with physical venues employ advanced analytics solutions that track customer behaviors in their physical spaces. Our potential market size is huge. The business-to-business events industry is worth over $29 billion worldwide. By taking a more detailed look into one industry, we see that the trade show revenue generated by the US media industry is over $12.8 billion. This represents 45% of all business-to-business revenue generated by the US media industry. Our live heat map showcases the most popular areas of your event. You can instantly find where your attendees congregate across a venue. This affords deep insight into which exhibits your attendees are searching for, where attendees congregate, and what exhibits are most popular. Generated traffic flow diagrams depict the aggregate direction people are coming. Are attendees walking to a particular area they're attracted to? Is there a large area of congestion? What percentage of attendees look up at an exhibit through the app and then walk to it? All of this is valuable information for optimal event planning. The Flatiron Analytics platform runs on a subscription model. Each venue signs up for a monthly plan to receive event data. Subscription tiers scale in accordance with the magnitude of an event and span of analytic data. Venues with a large event area and high attendee fit into our higher tiers. Our most highly detailed real-time analytic data is also reserved for our highest tiers. The conventional way of collecting analytic data in physical spaces involves either Wi-Fi or Bluetooth beacons for detection of visitors. This means that venues are forced to use additional hardware in their space to collect data. Further competing analytics solutions focus solely on the retail space. This means that the trade show industry, which is worth over $29 billion, is being neglected and untapped. Flatiron is easy to deploy, relying only on data and GPS access through a smartphone. No extra hardware means no extra cost to the venue without sacrificing data collection. Our focus on trade shows and conventions gives us access to the enormous market value that comes with it. Flatiron provides physical space analytics for a neglected market. We believe trade shows and conventions can highly benefit from our event analytics. Furthermore, Flatiron is one app for every convention. This means our users at a trade show in Nashville last month are ready for a convention in Denver tomorrow. This also allows us to analyze not just your convention, but the exhibition industry as a whole, and bring that deep analysis right back to you. Our aggregate analytic data is collected from attendees through the use of the Flatiron app. Using our intuitive interface, we provide a live map that displays each individual exhibit within an event. This makes for easy navigation through wayfinding within large and crowded venues. Users can plan their must-see events and never feel lost within the crowd. Users attending an event can preview any exhibit by tapping in the live floor map. This provides additional information such as a short description and photos of the exhibit. Flatiron also allows users to communicate both with each other and with the exhibits with our real-time chat. Not sure where to go or what to see? Ask on Flatiron, and those around you can help. We are a team of undergraduates with a diverse set of skills. Our work ethic is well aligned, allowing us to properly fulfill the roles that fit us best. With Tyler's specialty in software engineering, and Nathan's mobile application experience, and my background in entrepreneurship from my time spent in Silicon Valley, We are ready as a team to tackle any challenge thrown our way. Flatiron's user traction is promising. Since our original debut in 2017, the mobile application has garnered over 53,000 in-app screen views and more than 880 users across the United States. Since October, we've also received over 1,200 landing page views and over 130 beta signups. This fall alone, our Wizard of Oz style MVP saw over 380 unique users across the CU campus. That's over 1% of the total student population within the first month of launching. Our MVP users generated their own content through 40 created channels and sent over 6,000 messages. This semester, we took our business model to venues around Boulder. Our proposed benefit to their space gave us in-depth meetings with many of the biggest venues. We generated a lot of desire from these event spaces to utilize Flatiron, leading to our real partnerships with Boulder Downtown and the Apple Expo. We will enter this market through distribution of the Flatiron app to attendees and provide access to our analytics platform to conventions. By partnering with conventions that utilize our analytics platform, we will be able to market across the entire venue. The conventions are incentivized to get as many of their users into the app to generate more analytics. Attendees will be excited to utilize Flatiron for easy navigation through the space and quick communication with one another. Following the New Venture Challenge, we have many major milestones to pass. By the end of spring, our basic application will be available on the App Store, and our first convention beta will take place. Through the summer, we will be testing our live map through all events sponsored by Boulder Downtown. By fall, we will partner with Colorado Conventions and have our analytics portal available. Beyond this, our product will be refined and tailored for more than just conventions. Flatiron has the ability to expand past trade shows and into many physical locations. In a sense, we will become a leading provider in location-dependent aggregate data, thus allowing every physical business to collect the valuable analytics they need to thrive. For our users, this means digital communication is finally bridged into real-life connections. With Flatiron, authentic communication is just one tap away. Join us, and let's create experiences worth sharing. Thank you.
With conventions having their own apps like CES and South by Southwest, why would they encourage people to download Flatiron as well, as opposed to if you guys have some drop-in code that they can include in their app that provides the same sort of functionality? Just a point to consider moving forward.
So I've been to CES 3 times myself.
Yeah.
And each time that I've gone, it's a new app that has to be downloaded. It's never the same one, and they're not learning from their mistakes, which is if you can have one app, like say an Eventbrite for conventions, you're able to collect analytics such as who's returning from last year, and doing all of that without the need of the badges, which you scan.
Okay. Nice clean deck. There's a lot that you're saying alongside the slides. I would think about, out of everything that you're saying when you've got a slide on the screen, what is the 2 to 5 word real impact point that you want to drive home, and have that on the slide too. 2 to 5 words, like don't over jam it in there, but so that I can glance up, get the main gist of what you're trying to drive home, and then focus back on what you're saying. Just one point I thought, you just also left that first blank slide after the brief CES video on there for way too long. There's got to be something that you can have visually to drive home what you're opening and what you're saying.
Did our video cut out? Like usually if the video just plays.
Oh, okay.
That'll be a GIF.
Yeah.
It's currently streaming from YouTube, but that'll be a GIF in 4 days.
And have you gone out and spoken with convention event managers, like at Denver Convention Center?
So
your custom?
we have sent a cold email essentially to Denver Convention Center asking for a time to meet so we could learn more about the industry as a whole. But from our meetings, we've met with Program Council, CORS Event Center / CU Athletics, and Boulder Down.